right, we're live. Hey guys, welcome. My name is Ryan, aka Static P. Below me is Joe, aka CDVNL.
Hi guys.
Yeah. So, um, so it's been a long time since we've done a Don't Worry Wednesday, especially on a Wednesday of all things. It's probably been like a year since then. Anyways, so Don't Worry Wednesday is a stream basically where we take your personal issues or anything that you're kind of worried about or struggling with in life, and we do our best to help kind of talk about those things and help you out the best we can. We're not professionals, but we are just trying to give you back from our own experiences, what we've learned through our lives, and trying to tell you, uh, you know, what you might be able to do in yours to help you out. So, this is our first time in a long time. This is Joe's very first time, so he's gonna do better than me. And
I doubt that.
yeah.
I've seen you on plenty of streams. You're quite professional, Ryan.
Oh, thanks. It's the beard, but looks like you've got a beard going on too, so it should work out.
I figured it would hopefully help.
It would help. Yeah. Hi, hey there, guys. Nice to see you. So yeah. So if anyone in the chat would like to start us off, that'd be awesome. And anything that's been going on in your life, please just say, hey, I've got this going on. Could you please help me out? It could be anything. Maybe it's an issue with your parents at home, or is trying to figure out what to do when you get into college, or maybe something to do with you know, worried about your friend, who seems to be cutting themselves, or anything, whether it's serious or even just remotely something you're worried about. Maybe you have a maybe you're going to be driving soon and you're worried about that. Um, cool. Um, okay, we've got one from Ryan Ingham. Um, oh, and yeah, never mind. Yeah, we'll just get into it. He says, I have a vision impairment, and my friend has albinism. We are very close, but she is getting depressed about it. So can you give me any advice to help her? All right, very good. I think it's awesome that you're trying to help your friend out. We
Mhm.
definitely need more of that in the world. A lot of times it can be harder to help someone else out than yourself, especially when it comes to depression, because that's all in their mind, even more so than um, your own. But yeah, so here we've got the question. Joe, would you mind giving your best input, or would you like me to start off first so that you can kind of get the rough idea of how to do this?
I don't mind.
All right.
I wonder when I see albinism, does that mean like albino,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
the white skin? Okay, the
Yes.
pale skin. Okay.
Yep.
So first of all, Ryan Ingham, my goodness, you have a vision impairment, and one of your main thoughts is to help your friend. I know a lot of people who, if they are dealing with their own, struggle or challenge, they can easily, sink into, feel sorry for themselves, and to see you wanting to reach out to help your friend. Um, Man, that is kudos to you, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as helping someone with, I don't know if that would be considered a disease. Do you know,
Yeah.
Ryan? Would
Yeah, it would be a genetic disease, I believe, something that they're
Okay,
born with,
or a
or
disorder?
is yeah. So it's a disease.
Sure. I mean, I guess it would kind of depend some on what what the nature of their depression is. Like, are they depressed because of their albinism? Are they depressed because there's you know, pain that goes along with that, or if it's just, maybe ridicule from other people, or just when you look at yourself, maybe self ridicule when you look in the mirror and you see yourself, is that discouraging? So you can kind of gauge how you help this person by asking questions about, why, what's the depression coming from? But her man, for starters, surround your friend with love, because man, if someone who has a disorder and feels like they're detached from society or community in some kind of way, to help them feel accepted, you know,
Mm-hmm.
there you're starting on a foundation where you can really, start to make a difference in their life, by helping them through any challenges that come along that might be related to the disorder. But it all starts with acceptance and love, and that's the foundation. And the stronger that you build that foundation, the more effective you'll be, with all aspects, whether it's related to albinism, whether it's related to her relationship or his. I didn't know if
They
it was
said
a
her, I
guy
believe.
or a girl. Her, okay. With her relationship with her parents, relationships with people at school or at work or whatever. To start with that foundation, and then you will always have that development. Um, okay, she is vision impaired and had albinism, and is hurting herself about it. Oh
Ah.
my. Okay. So, boy, so now we have the aspect of hurting themselves. Um, I remember,
Yeah.
learning at one point in time. I went through a time period where, I was doing things to hurt myself years ago, and I remember doing that um, because there was a numbness in my life. There was kind of this lack of feeling, like everything was just so hard that there was just no feeling whatsoever, and I wanted to feel something.
Mm-hmm.
And so even if it was pain, that was feeling something. And it's a really tough spot to be in. And man, but I would go back to my original statement that the first thing for you to do is to, you know listen to her, love her, do not judge her. I mean that sometimes we look at somebody and we want to judge them for what they do or who they are. But if you can just be there and not judge and listen, that goes so far to helping her work through all this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ryan, you have
Yeah,
anything
I think that's
to add
great,
to
and
that?
I like that you're here because you really touched on some things I didn't really think about, and to build off of what you were just saying last, not to judge her or to really just accept her. One thing I would suggest is you might, Ryan, already know how and what they need to do in order to get out of their depression. Maybe they need to change the way that they're thinking about things and stuff like that. But you also need to not tell her those things. Um, because if you have someone who's depressed, they're not looking for somebody to tell them how to change their life. If they are looking for it, they'll ask you. But if they're not looking at it, by bringing it up and saying, well, what you need to change or what you need to do is this, this, and this, and etc. What you end up unfortunately telling them is that right now they're broken. They already know that they're broken. They don't need someone telling them more that they're broken. So now I used to take the approach of telling people like, hey, if you want to get better, you do this and this and this. But I'm finding out more and more recently that unless they ask for that thing, telling them how to improve really only makes them feel like you're showing them how they've been wrong this whole time. And it doesn't inspire them to change. They only end up feeling more in a hole. So just being around them and accepting them is super important. Um, and another thing is, it seems that we're having problems on the Twitch. Are we still having those? I'm not sure.
It's a
Uh,
tad laggy.
It's a
It
tad
like cuts
laggy.
out a bit. It like cuts out, and you guys are having like a bit of video feed problems here and there.
How's the YouTube?
Um, they're both running okay. They're both running right now. Um, there was a delay though about I'd say 10 seconds or so, 10 or 15 seconds.
Okay. Is the YouTube a little bit less of an? Is it more smooth? Is the YouTube more smooth right now?
They're about the same in terms of stutterness.
Oh, that's awful. Okay. Um, yeah. This is my uh, it's probably my connection. I might be
I
running
had
too
a
many
feeling
bits.
that might be it too, yeah.
Um, I can cut down on the bits per second, I think, down to 2,500 from what it is right now. I'm not sure if that will. I don't know if I have to stop the stream to do that. It doesn't say I
You
have
would
to.
have to, I think.
I just changed the bit rate down to 2,500 from 3,500. It allowed me to do that without stopping the stream. So,
I'll watch it.
yeah, hopefully that'll fix it. Okay, back to what I was saying.
You think we're good now?
I hope so. I mean, there's only so much we can do. Um,
Sure.
yeah, I'm gonna continue with what I was talking about before. Um, yeah. I'm sure you're not really judging her too much, but as just an example is how to make sure you don't put her in that position where she feels like she's being judged, even though you're not. Um, but being understanding of a problem, but not necessarily telling her how to solve it and what ways to do that. Just allow her to, unless she asks you, because otherwise, when I've been there before. When you're depressed and somebody says something, whether sometimes someone says a compliment and you take it as an insult because your self-esteem is so low, you assume people are making fun of you. Or if someone tells you how to do something better, it sounds as if they're saying you're doing a terrible job at this other thing. So yeah, you just have to be careful with that. But anyways, what I was gonna say is I would have two things to suggest about this issue. One is, if you want to improve her, do your best to set an example. As you go throughout your days, show her that you're trying to become a better person yourself by living out in public, like picking up pencil that someone drops on the ground, or giving somebody else a compliment about their shoes right in public, or to a stranger, or to even an enemy, whatever. Showing her that you're working harder to become a better person will make her feel more comfortable. Doing so will make her feel like, man, I want to do that too, and that might give her enough inspiration to make a little tiny step. And making those little tiny steps for her is super important, because every little step is a victory, and it makes her feel better about herself. When she does something she is proud of, that helps her self-esteem, and that gives her the momentum to continue moving forward. So yeah, my first suggestion would be, show her that you're trying to become a better person in front of her. Don't force it on her, but just openly display it, and that will kind of create an environment of you both growing together. And then the other suggestion I had was, if you want to help her with a problem, if you want to get to that point where you're able to say, these are the issues, and let me, maybe you should do this or try this or whatever, you need to be on a very specific wavelength with her. I would say you need to make sure she feels important. Anybody who's depressed is looking to feel important. That helps a lot. So what I would suggest is asking them to help you with a personal problem. Maybe it could be, figuring out what you want to do in college, or trying to figure out what song list to listen to, even just asking them for their advice on something or their opinion on something. Hey, I'm going to a party later, and I'm wondering, or not later, but whatever. I'm going to a party, or I have to dress up for this event. Would you help me pick out a shirt? Asking for their opinion on something really makes them feel a lot more of a valuable person. That builds in them the sense of that they're important, and that they matter, and their thoughts matter. So asking them to help you with a problem, whether it be super personal or just kind of bland, like, hey, I'm trying to find a playlist. Do you know any playlists of songs that are good? But the more personal the problem, the more trusted she feels from from what you have to say, you know, from your activity with her. So all those things are important, and I hope some of that helps.
Yeah. Yeah, very well said, Ryan.
Thank you. Yeah, sorry if I go on too long, but
I don't think you went on any longer than me. You know?
yeah, we're both pretty talkative. We're not super straight to the point all the time.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Well,
I got,
Sorry.
yeah,
What?
sorry, sorry. I got one quick thing to let you know about,
Mhm.
Rye.
Mhm.
They're saying that they can only hear you in one ear.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I can see that. Hold on, let me change that. I'm sorry, everybody. Let me fix that.
the left ear.
The left ear
Done.
specifically.
There you go. Now you can hear me in both left and right, and I am so sorry about that. I didn't even think to check that. My bad.
You definitely sound better in two ears.
Do I?
Yeah.
Aw, thanks. That's such a nice compliment.
Okay,
Cool.
so we've got a few new ones.
Yeah, and I just want to encourage anybody who sees one of these in the chat. Well, feel free to answer the other people. Like if you want to, if you see someone saying I've got this problem, and you're like, oh, I had that problem once, and you want to talk about it, oh, go for it. We appreciate anything. You know, you guys helping each other out too. And on that note, we have a community, where we have a Don't Worry Wednesday forum that you can go to and help each other out there. Any question that we talk about on stream will be posted there. So Ryan Ingham, that question you had asked will be posted on our website, so you can check in to see what other people might have to say about it. Since, you know, we can't necessarily give you all the best advice in the world, someone else might be able to help you a little bit better than we can. So we're going to post your question on the forum. And
yes, and plus Ryan, I also Ryan Ingham. I saw as Ryan was talking that there are some more layers to this issue, and we just don't always have time to get to everything, because our live stream is kind of short. But you know, if you want to post some more of that stuff in there, you know, when we post it in the Don't Worry Wednesday section, if you want to then, you know, kind of when people start to answer, and you can also elaborate on the situation, then, you know, we can really get into handling some of those extra layers, to some of the issues there. But we've got some people asking some great questions here, Ryan.
Yeah. Do you see one you like?
Starting way back, man. I'm telling you. I do. There's a few I want to get to.
Yeah, me too.
Rack Attack wants to know, how do I give good advice?
That's
Come to Don't Worry Wednesday and watch Ryan.
yeah. That's you giving advice through me.
That's the best way.
Yeah,
that's how I learned. I learned by watching Don't Worry Wednesday.
Oh, I think that you gave good advice before that, but you know. By the way, obviously Derek isn't with us. Derek may come back someday, but he said we could go on and continue the Don't Worry Wednesday without him. We're going to be starting. We have a channel. It's our old Black Static and Swerve channel. I'll post a link for you. We're going to be putting all of the Don't Worry streams on there, splitting them up into like little sections, and also be streaming on there from now on. This is actually the last stream that'll ever be on Static P. And the Don't Worry streams will not be on Twitch, because we can't stream to Twitch and YouTube at the same time anymore after this day. So if you would like to continue watching the Don't Worry Wednesday streams after this day, I would suggest you go to the link I am about to send you. But yeah, hold on.
Ryan's sending a link.
Yes. One moment, please. Here it is. And I'll make a video about this. Wait, no, this isn't the right one. Whoa. Almost went to the wrong one. Almost went to the wrong one. Oh, this is the right one. It just says it doesn't have any content yet. But it does. So if you, if you click that link, that'll send you to the new YouTube channel. Oh, geez, it put the ... Hope that still works. If it doesn't, let me know.
Well, it's on, oh, put the ... in the YouTube.
Yeah, the ... worked.
Okay. Good.
It worked. You're good.
Good. So, okay. I do want to talk about this one real quick.
Yeah.
Yoyi Ki Milk Atheist. Looks like an yeah. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm
dude,
not all
I'm
that
terrible.
great at
I read the names all the time and get it wrong.
Okay.
That's what happens. How do you? It's so hard to read
Right.
people's
This
names.
person has posted this question a couple times. So I did want to make sure we got to it. Kind of asked this girl out. We said we may go out, but then someone else asked her out. She said no to him. But I don't want to seem like a bad person. Should I wait to go for her or ask her straight out? To wait or go now? That is the question.
Yes.
Brian?
Oh, you're going to throw me into the bus. All right. No, just kidding.
How do those tires feel, Ryan?
Yeah. Oh, they feel nice and squishy. Okay, so here's my suggestion. I think it's great that you want to be tactful and not seem like a jerk or whatever. In light of the situation, you can wait if you want to. I would suggest not waiting too long though, because here's the thing: the longer you wait, the more it's going to be hard to work up the courage to ask. And a lot of times, people have a love interest and they just never ask them because they're worried they might not like them, or they want to make sure that they like them before they ask. The problem with waiting to make sure they like you before you ask is that asking them now won't change whether they like you later or not. And they might stop liking you if they like you now. Also, if you don't ask and you end up building this huge giant fantasy in your head that never happens because you never ask, not only have you wasted your time, you've put a lot of emotion into something, and it will hurt even more when they say no. If they say no. Yeah, sorry. If they say no. If they say yes, then cool. If they say yes, that's great, and you didn't need to build all those fantasies in your head anyways. It's better to just live the real thing out and ask them when you find that time. Obviously, the situation matters, what time is right and not, but make it a point to build up the courage to ask, because not asking won't do you any good. So anyways, that's my comment. And now, obviously, I didn't completely touch on your original thing. What is it too early? I think that's up for you to decide. Maybe Joe will have something a little bit better. Yes, by the way, Cheddar, this is the first stream with C2VNL. But yeah, maybe Joe will have a little bit better input on this. So what do you have to say about it?
I second what you said, especially
don't do
part
it.
About yeah. Because you do have to at some point, just throw it out there.
Mm-hmm.
If you really want to ask this person out, eventually you just have to ask them out. And if you're afraid, which, man, I've experienced fear more times than I care to admit about all kinds of things, and asking a person out on a date was definitely one of them.
Yep.
It was fun, actually. Just a sidebar into a little story. I remember asking this person out, and I called on the phone. It took everything I had to call this girl on the phone, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I called and said, hey, So, I I call her parents' house, and her dad answered the phone, and I asked for her, and she got on, and then I was like, so, you want to go get a cup of coffee sometime? And she said, I don't drink coffee. I was like, oh,
Tea?
well, what about you want to go see you want to go get a burger? We could go get a burger. She's like, I don't eat red meat.
You
Uh,
gotta be kidding me.
oh no. And so then I'm just like, what the heck do you do now? And so then I was like, you want to go see a movie? Oh, I'm seeing somebody right now.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, really? Turned out then she got engaged to this person,
Hmm.
and that was all great and lasted for however many months. And then she broke up with him and married me.
Months and married you. Nice. Hey.
And that's my wife.
Yeah.
She
that's
told
your
me
wife.
that when I asked her out. It's amazing.
You see, that's exactly applies to my thing before. If you ask now, you might worry, oh, if I ask now and it's too soon, she'll never say yes. It's not true. You never know how people's emotions can change and for the future. And that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great example.
Yeah. So sooner or later, just get the courage. I mean, to overcome a fear, what I do for that, I mean, if it's a fear you're dealing with, then I will play this little game, and it seems counterintuitive at the start. So kind of just roll with me until I get to the end of it. But I will ask myself, what's the worst possible thing that can happen here? The worst possible thing. Like, okay, I'm gonna ask this person out. She's gonna shoot me. Okay, that's probably not gonna happen. Um, what's the worst? The worst thing I get. Well, the worst thing is to be rejected, for her to say no. Right? I guess the absolute worst thing would be if you asked her in front of all of her friends and she like pointed at you and laughed and made fun of you for asking, then that might be worse. So I would try to not do this when she's around all of her friends. Maybe see if you can pull her aside or something to ask, just a one-on-one thing. But come to grips with, okay, what if she says no? What will you do?
Live on.
Yeah. I mean, and really go through that and then come to grips with that. And then like, oh, that's the worst thing that can happen. If I can handle that, I've already prepared myself for that outcome. I can handle anything else from there to good.
Mm-hmm.
And then you totally, you'll be just fine. And then it takes you will still have some apprehension for sure. You'll still have the butterflies in the stomach. And I heard a wise man one time say that the butterflies never go away, but you get them to fly in formation.
Nice.
So they still will be there, but that's just adrenaline. And if you're an adrenaline junkie, like some folks are,
Oh yeah.
then you probably really like that kind of thing. But anyway, I hope that was helpful.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, thank you for asking. And man, everybody, my gosh, we've got all kinds of questions. Ryan,
Yeah.
have you seen it?
Lots of awesome questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just gonna kind of go. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna take one from Twitch.
Spring.
You want to do Spring?
Oh, Spring's asked this question a few times.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I was. Cool. We were thinking the same one then. Okay, this sounds somewhat stupid to me, but here goes. I've been dating this girl online for about a year now. We've gotten really close, but recently she kind of disappeared. I keep getting really depressed. And I don't like using that word. And lonely and tired all the time. I hate it. I keep having horrible thoughts like like maybe she hates me or she died. I'm not sure. It scares me. Any help? Yeah. What are your thoughts, Joe?
Dating a girl online for a year.
Yeah, dating a girl online, and then she seems to disappear. And now it's when you say, but recently she kind of disappeared. Do you mean like you said kinda disappeared? So I'm just making sure. Do you mean that she is like completely disappeared, like she hasn't been online, you haven't seen her in a while, or is it that she she just comes on every once in a while, says a few words, and leaves.
Or
Of course,
maybe you see her in chat rooms, but she doesn't want to talk to you.
yeah. But then again, you did say like maybe she hates me or she died. So assuming
Oh yeah,
that
so maybe
if she
she
died,
didn't
she
get
wouldn't be able to
along.
come back and just kind of
Right.
ignore you. So okay, I'm gonna say that she just outright disappeared. sounds
Okay.
sounds like a rough
That's
situation.
yeah. I mean, it always is tough when you're dealing with the unknown like that. Because I mean, geez, if someone is completely gone from you were dating online, okay,
Yeah,
she
yeah,
just disappeared.
yeah. Okay, that makes sense, Spring. And don't
Okay.
worry about. I put words in there like that all the time, and it confuses people too, or people just randomly get it. But no, it's totally cool, Spring. Don't worry about being
Nice.
awkward.
No, I'm awkward. That's
We're
why
all
my head
awkward.
has no hair on it because my hair looks really silly. So I just cut it all off.
No, it doesn't. But whatever, Joe. Whatever.
Um, so yeah, I mean, I guess once again you can go to the absolute worst possibility, which would be I don't and actually I don't know what would be worse in this situation. I've never dated anyone online. Ryan, I know you have,
Hmm.
so your input is going to be much more valuable. So I'll keep mine short and let you go from there. But I don't know what would be worse if she died or if she just decided she didn't like you anymore. I don't know what would hurt more, I guess, in an online dating relationship. I would think probably what would be worse is if someone had died and you knew about it. But man, I guess uh, if you developed a pretty strong relationship with this person online, um, sometimes sometimes people enter a new phase in their life or something. Maybe she got really busy, maybe she was doing something where um, maybe there was an accident, she had to take care of a family member, maybe there was some kind of lots of things can happen to people in their lives that cause them to just drop off the face of the earth. I had a recent experience with that with a very close friend of mine, um, who I hadn't heard from, and I was then calling him. I was like, we are gonna get together and we were gonna, play some music. We are gonna make some music together, and it turned out, I had not heard from him. I was like, well, I just figured he's probably busy. Figured, whatever. Turned out he fell off a scaffolding off of like his roof. He like fractured his leg and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, whoa, dude.
Wow.
Like, I totally understand, like why you didn't call me, you know. So, um, oh, along with her phone being taken or smashed, that's pretty. Yeah, but anyway, lots of things happen for people in their lives. It's not necessarily death. It's not necessarily that she doesn't like you. It just could be any great number of things, and probably the hardest thing is not knowing. So, man, if I could offer any advice to you, it would be go to bss.studio and get involved in the community there if you're not already. Imagine spring. Spring sounds familiar.
Spring's definitely been on our streams a lot.
Okay.
They might be on the site.
Yeah, but the community that we have attached to us is so amazing, and like there's
Hmm.
all these people that just will surround you with love and acceptance and talk to you and help you. And my goodness, it was so astounding to me that all these wonderful people. I see Lunar Jade here. Man, that is a high quality individual. And
Hmm.
holy cow, we there are just so many people, and you would fit right in. If you're here and you're struggling with someone, all of us struggle with someone, and man, just get around these folks that can help you out. It just be amazing. But Ryan, you have more detail with specifically online dating issues, so I will pass it
Sure.
to you.
Yeah. So I mean, I've been in a couple different boats online with online dating. I've done it quite a few times. I'm not saying I'm a master at it, but
You are.
I've done it.
You totally are.
Yeah. Yeah, that's totally what I am. If I'm good at anything, it's that. That's why they're all dead. No.
What?
Just kidding. Well, I'm not kidding about them being dead, but it's no. I mean the relationships, not the people.
Oh!
That
I
sounds
thought.
so terrible. The relationship
What are you
there
talking
is
about?
no longer a romantic one, not necessarily the people that. Okay. Anyways, regardless, um, um, okay. So, in my experience, someone disappearing suddenly, um, again, Joe said that it could be that they've lost interest to a degree and just haven't have the desire to come online. Um, and I also have I've experienced that. I remember I was dating a girl, and eventually she just slowly stopped talking to me more and more, and then she just kind of stopped appearing online entirely. And so, and then she would come on every once in a while, and I'd try to strike up a conversation, but it was difficult because her answers were short, or she didn't really give into the conversation to continue it. And that was rough. That relationship, basically, she had her feelings for me had died, so she had no reason to, uh, no emotional um, inspiration to come online and talk to me anymore until it died. And that's in the past. I'm not upset about it. But it was a good experience because I learned a lot through the situation. I learned a lot through the relationship. I learned a lot about myself and other people. So I think there's something good to take away from all situations, even if they seem to end poorly. Even the ending can be helpful. There's a lot of things I learned about myself and relationships through the relationship dying, because I still wanted the relationship to continue, and you know, um, but she didn't, and I was like, "Don't you still love me?" And she's like, "I love you, but at the same time, I just don't feel the same way as I used to. So I guess I don't love you anymore." And I really started to dig into that and try to figure out what that meant, and eventually, I figured out, um, you know, there's a difference between love and in love. In love is an emotion that compels you to do good things and not worry about the other person's faults so much, and etc. True love is more of a situation where you're choosing to do the right thing regardless, or um, choosing to show them that you love them regardless of any emotion. The emotion can still be there, obviously. Doesn't mean that the emotion's completely gone, but that you're able to do it without the emotion. True love is wanting the best for another individual and being willing to do what it takes to help them have the best. Uh, and sometimes that means tough love. Sometimes that means romantic, ooey gooey, gushy kind of love. It's all different. But anyways, those are some things I took away from the end of a relationship. Um, so, but I would say, since at the moment you don't know if that's the case, or um, maybe I had a friend where I used to talk to them every day, and then they got a job they didn't tell me about, and then they just never came online again until like a couple months later, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I got a job." um, I got a job, and my laptop happened to have died at the same time, and so I couldn't talk to you anymore because my laptop didn't work, and I didn't have you on my phone. So sorry about that, but yeah. um, there's all sorts of different situations. I would not necessarily assume the worst or the best. I would just prepare for it, um, emotionally, so that when it happens, whether it be the good thing or the bad thing, like Joe said, that you can handle it and you're not taken by too much of a surprise, so that emotionally you're sound. Um, but yeah, I would try not to assume anything until you find out more information, because that really won't do you any good. Just wait, and try to calm yourself. Don't be too worried about it. Sometimes you just have to let things be things, and there's nothing you can do about it. Uh, there's nothing that you can do to change what they are doing. It's been 3 months. Okay, there's nothing you can do to change what they are doing, and maybe you can set a date. Say, it's not like you guys are married, so it's not like, um, necessarily like you're bound to them until until you're dead. You know, you're just dating. So if you want to say like after 5 months or after 6 months, you know, even if you get another interest in another girl, you could say, I'm sorry, I haven't talked to this girl in 3 months or 6 months or whatever your end point is. Maybe just set a date and say, okay, it's been this long. I guess the relationship is dead and I'll move on. You know, because you don't want to wait too long, I suppose. That won't do any good. So you'll just have to kind of figure out that for yourself. But yeah, you know, I agree with Puffy. Contact her or her family. It's not going to do you any harm to contact her family or her. They're just going to be weirded out for a second, and then they'll be like, oh, you're just a friend that has been not seen her. You haven't seen her online for 3 months, and you're just wondering if she was still alive. Yes. Okay. Yes, she's still alive. So, yes. I mean, yeah, maybe it's going to be like really awkward, but I mean, if it's important to you, sometimes you got to do the things that make you feel uncomfortable in order to find out what's really been going on. You've been saying 6 months. Okay. So yeah, again, I like Puffy Smosh said, just go for it. Ask her, even if it's awkward. You can't contact her family. Okay. Then, I'm sure you've tried every different form of way of contacting her. You have then. So yeah, unfortunately, there's really not much I can do except for say, you know, people are people and don't worry about it too much. You know, you can always pray for them and say, I hope they're doing okay, whether they're dead or alive. But beyond that, there's really not much you can do. So, yeah, wish her the best and continue on your life to the best that you can.
Mm-hmm. And there's a great song by Static Pete called A Reason for Our Suffering.
Oh.
And I know the story, the context of the song is the Starblush girls, you know, and their struggles. But what you're dealing with obviously must be painful.
Mm-hmm.
And that suffering that you're going through, that pain, really, if you approach it properly, it can really build who you are. You know, if you don't, I mean, it's so hard, you know, when you're going through a difficult time like that, to not just retreat and all this kind of stuff. But if you allow yourself to learn what was happening here and kind of detach yourself from it and find peace in that suffering,
Mm-hmm.
then that suffering can really be defining for who you become as a person. And one of the reasons, I mean, like Ryan said at the beginning, one of the reasons that we might have anything to say about some of this stuff is because we've been through a lot of painful experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And for
you,
it. Absolutely. Yeah. So like going through that struggle will be a way that in the future you can help another person through that very same struggle. And you know, you never would be able to do that if you hadn't already gone through it. Yep. So yeah, just stay tough, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Buck up there, sunshine. You know, like
yeah.
I don't even know.
You got this. You got this.
You got this.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks for sticking with us so far, guys. There's so many questions. I want to answer them all. And it's really rough because we're in this position where it's like we have to pick the questions and we're just kind of picking them as they're coming. And there's a lot more than we can actually answer. And so we end up in this situation where it's like, man, I hope they don't feel bad because we didn't pick their question. I literally see their question and I want to answer it. But, you know, we don't have all the time we want. So if we don't answer your question,
when I see a question, I want to answer it. It's your fault because you're talking when I want to answer that question.
I'm sorry. I know it's my fault. But yeah, if we don't answer your question, we will be doing Don't Worry Wednesday every single Wednesday from now on. However, we're going to be doing it on a different channel. So you can ask every single Wednesday until we answer it if you want. But we're going to be doing it on a different channel. We're going to be, this is my very last stream on Static P. I will be doing no more streams on Static P. But I am going to still be doing Don't Worry Wednesdays and game streams on different platforms. The gaming is on Twitch, and the Don't Worry Wednesday streams will be on YouTube. And let me give you that link real quick here. It's our old account, and we're gonna start uploading stuff to it. Let me find it once again. Actually, is it already? Nope, not that. Okay. Hold on a moment. Would you like to do one more, Joe, or yeah?
Yeah, sure.
I think
I
that's
know
a good idea.
we started a little bit late. I mean, I know
We did, yes.
we ain't even talked about this. This is funny. We were like, okay, we're gonna do like 15-minute segments, but then like, yeah, right, that sure
yeah,
happened.
it's not. It's just so hard because
It is.
Yeah, you can answer a question. It takes like 15 minutes to answer one question or more. You know. So.
Well,
yeah.
and also, Ryan, you had mentioned before, and I want to mention again, if we don't get to your question, go to the Don't Worry Wednesday forum. I know Ryan posted a link. Maybe he can post it again somewhere. But that forum, that area in the forum, hey, look, Mizar put it on there.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jesse. Okay, cool. I put it on the YouTube side as well. Thank you so much, Jesse, for putting those for posting those topics out there.
Yes, because but ask your questions there. You know, we will be on there. I mean, now that we're getting this show into full swing, and we're like, we really need to make sure that this show continues. We had some pretty amazing conversations. Yeah. But when Derek wanted to not, when he decided he wanted to take a break or not do it for a while or whatever, we were like, we really want to keep this going because, man, I mean, what a great place for people to come. We have a Don't Worry Wednesday section on our website. We've got, I mean, this show was really helpful. I remember watching it and being like, man, this is such a great idea. We're like, we just had to keep it going.
And honestly, it's good for both Joe and I and anybody who, even people who already know all the answers. You would be amazed at how often, like, just getting that reminder helps. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you already know
all the answers.
Yeah. Joe already knows all the answers.
That's only just because Ryan told me.
Yeah. Oh, great. Anyways, even if you're a liar,
you are above me, right? Like I'm not looking at that.
Yeah, and you're right. Yes, this is me, and this
pointing
is you.
At you.
Yeah, I'm.
Okay.
Oh wait, our fingers
this
were touching.
Is me.
I'm trying to play here. Oh.
I can't see.
Oh.
Are we ET phoning home?
Yeah. Amazing. You've seen it here first. Okay. Anyways. So, yeah. But yeah, we'll continue doing these streams. We're gonna do it on a different channel just because I don't wanna bombard the Static P place or YouTube channel anymore with things that aren't music. Because it's causing a lot of people to not want to have the notification button on because they get notified every single day or every Wednesday or whatever.
They get notificated.
They get notificated. And so I just wanted to stop them from having to get notificated and being annoyed by the things. They subscribe for the music, so I'm going to give them music. If you want to see the Don't Worry Wednesday stuff, then we've got a channel for that. And it's BSS. We're going to change the name of it probably to BSS Community. So it's, just all of you guys, and it's about you guys and not us. So it's going to be cool. We're going to continue to make it better and maybe eventually start putting like behind the scenes stuff there and of making music and music videos and whatever. But that's for a later time. Oh, bye, Spring. Oh, yeah, you're welcome. I'm glad that that helped you feel a lot better. We'll see you again. So let's just do one more. Why not?
Yeah, Ryan, did you see one?
I've seen quite a few that look good.
I've picked like the last few, I think.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine. How about we do Rosie Jules then?
Okay.
I'm gonna
What's
find it.
Rosie
Okay.
Jules?
Said this. I've recently been getting picked on a good bit at school by this boy, and I'm friends with his best friend. I honestly don't know how to react when he is being rude, and I want to be friends with him. Which is awesome, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say about that? Do you want me to reread that? Because I read it in segments and it was kind of weird.
No, it's cool. I'm reading it right now too. I found it.
I don't believe you.
I can look at the words too.
I don't think you can read, Joe.
I don't think I can read.
I think that your pretending is really amazing. You just pretend to read, and it's so good of a pretend that it's like
You
legit.
should see me with a book.
Yeah, I bet you look so smart.
I fake it so well. It's amazing.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay. So there are a couple possibilities here. Okay. This is really going to be awful of me. I think you guys are going to think less of me. Hopefully not. But I remember depending on the age, and actually, you know, I've seen grown men act this way as well.
Oh yeah.
However, you've been getting picked on a good bit at school by this boy. You're friends with his best friend. You know how to react when he's being rude. Wants to be friends. I can remember there was this girl that this was when I was way younger. I was in like early high school, I think. And
That was like 3 years ago.
I know that was tough. I don't want you guys to think I'm super old, but you know, you see my face now, so cat's out of the bag now. And we heard the cat earlier at the very beginning of the stream. It's out of the bag. At any rate, I remember I had a thing for this girl. I really, really liked her. Thought she was beautiful and gorgeous, and I just really thought, man, if she was my girlfriend, it would be awesome. And, dude, I picked on her like nobody else's business, and said rude statements, mean statements, all kinds of stuff. And I did all that because I liked her. Imagine if I'd have hated her. I probably just wouldn't have talked to her. Probably wouldn't have even noticed or anything. But so just the fact that this guy's noticing you, one possibility is he really likes you. He doesn't know how to express his feelings because, you know, we're guys and guys don't know anything about feelings, you know, as much. You know, like we are absolutely so far down the scale compared to girls when it comes to expressing feelings. You know, it's just one of the ways that we seem to be a little bit different. But so that's a possibility. Another possibility is because you're friends with his best friend, maybe he feels a little bit threatened, you know, and he doesn't want you to, you know, take his best friend. Oh, Rosie is unlikable.
That's so not true. Okay, Rosie, you're cute and adorable. Everybody thinks so. You just shh. It's all right.
Yeah. So at any rate, but maybe he feels threatened. Maybe he feels like he's scared he's gonna lose his best friend to this girl. You know, which that could be a possibility too. But
what was that?
That maybe he feels like he's gonna lose his best friend to this girl that's friends with his best friend. He feels jealous. So that's a possibility too. So it and without knowing which one it is, it's kind of tough to react. So you I think, man, and it's tough being a guy. I mean, I guess you could ignore him. That's one reaction. You could just be super nice to him. That's another way you could do. What's another reaction you could have? What's another possibility? Ryan. Oh yeah, you could be mean. You could be nice. You could ignore him.
Okay, yeah, you could. I mean, there's a lot of different activities you could do, but they all fall under whether you're nice or mean or just accepting,
Right.
although it's kind of more like ignoring because you don't really want to just accept someone being mean. Um,
Yeah. You could come out and just, I mean, sometimes it takes this. Sometimes you could just be like, hey man, what's your problem?
yeah, that's true. You know, sometimes
You know?
something sounds mean, but really you're just trying to get to the bottom of it, or you're just trying to. Tough love is a real thing. You
Yeah.
know, you don't hate them, but you just like you gotta whip them into shape. You gotta be like, dude, you're totally doing it wrong.
Hmm.
Stop it.
Right. So maybe, uh, well, you want to be friends with them, so that's good. It's good for us to be friends with as many people as we can, and so your attitude is at least in the right place, even though this person is acting rudely to you. By you just still wanting to be friends with this person, that tells me something about where your heart is, and that's a good place. So don't stop wanting to be friends with this person necessarily. But there does come a point. Now, I don't know the specific examples of this guy's behavior, but you know, there does come a point when you sometimes have to say, "Hey, I don't appreciate being treated like this. I would like to be friends with you. Could we just be friends?" You know, and then maybe if you're gonna do that, you almost have to separate yourself from taking anything he does personally,
Mm.
and you have to treat it like it's an experiment. So rather than taking it personally, like he says something, like you're gonna say something to him, he says something back, and rather than you being offended or crying or whatever, or being hurt by his reaction, treat it like an experiment where you throw something out there just to see what the reaction is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so then, so and your whole intent is just to see how the reaction is, and then you can kind of see, okay, maybe you can kind of get to the bottom of why he's being rude, whether it's because he has a thing for you, or whether he's jealous because he doesn't like you being friends with his best friend, or some other reason. Maybe he truly doesn't like you, but I don't think that's probably the case. I think from just interacting with you here and seeing what you've typed on here. Oh, you try to, doesn't do anything to stop, and then it still hurts. Yes, I understand that it does hurt. Um, but if you can step back and guard your heart a little bit, and then get into the position of reading the reaction, then maybe you can get to the bottom of why it's happening. So then when you learn that, then you can kind of start to respond more appropriately based on how this person feels. So that's kind of how I would approach that, I guess. Ryan, you got any thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, I think you really touched on it all. There's not really a whole lot more I could add. It's you know you can't, unfortunately you can't pick what another person does. I remember I was on this game online, and I had it was Ragnarok online. It was a decent sized server with like 200 or so people on it, and everybody knew who I was. This is kind of the experience that helped me to learn about how to make friends. And this is a couple of things I took away from the whole thing. The first thing is this: when it comes to dealing with people, what matters most is not what matters most is not what you look like to them. What matters most is what they look like to themselves when you're around them. You see, Joe is an amazing guy. One of the things, though, that initially made me like him so much when we first met was that he made me feel like I was awesome. Because took time to point out things in me that I cared about that he said were good. Like, hey, you know, I think it's awesome that you don't care that you have long hair. You just like, you know, you just let people judge you and you're cool with it because you don't care. And I'm like, thanks, man. You know, that was a good compliment. Or, you know, whatever he wanted to say, you know, there was all sorts of different things. And, you know, when I applied that to people, you know, it was really hard at first because I was super shy. I didn't really, well, really the most of the issue was with myself was I had a really super low self-esteem, and I was worried about what people would think about me if I said anything. So I just didn't say anything at all. Or if I did, it was rare or only to a couple of people, etc. But then when I learned about this truth, that it doesn't matter what you look like to them, it only matters what they look like to themselves.
Yes.
I started taking time to compliment different people in my class. Like anything I noticed that I liked about them, I compliment people on their pants. I was like, hey, I like your pants. I think they look pretty cool. Where'd you get them? And then they would be like, oh, I don't know. My mom got them for me. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But then my relationship with that person, completely different. That person might have said mean things about me before. They didn't care to anymore. You know, I had lots of bullies. And when I finally just decided to laugh at their jokes that were even about me and tell them that they were a funny person, and say, hey, you want to, you know, like hang out sometime? Giving them the idea that I liked them or that they were cool people, or that they were funny and etc. gave them what they wanted. And that made our relationships a lot stronger. So yeah, it's a lot about not worrying about what you look like, because you look as you look. There's nothing you can do about it. But if you take time to let someone else know that they look good, or that making people feel like they're a good person, making people feel proud of themselves, if you make someone like who they are when you're around them, they're going to want to be around you more because they like feeling good about themselves. Everyone does. Everyone likes feeling good about themselves. Everyone likes being proud of what they've done. And if you rejoice in that, that'll make them want to be around you more.
Kind of takes all the steam out of the insults too.
Yeah, it really does.
Like Ryan was saying, hey, you know, takes all the fight out of the chicken, I guess, you know. If that's even a thing.
Fried chicken.
But yeah, exactly what Ryan was saying. Like, if you can make them feel good about themselves, holy cow, how powerful is that?
Now, there was one person this didn't work on. This is the original reason I was pointing back to when I was online and had a bunch of friends online. There was one person who said, I don't like you. And I said, oh. And I was like, well, you know, then to myself, I was like, all right, let's try to make this relationship a little bit better, because I don't want him disliking me and I want to be friends with him. He seems like a fine guy. And so I took time to communicate with him, and we communicated on a mutual level with, you know, we weren't yelling at each other or insulting each other. But at the end of the day, he always said he didn't like me and that he would never like me. And the reason for that was because everyone liked me, and he didn't like that everybody liked me, and he wanted to be the one guy that didn't. So in some cases, you might have the individual who is set on not liking someone just for the fact that they don't want to like them. And there's no logical or subconscious, illogical, emotional, anything reason beyond. They are set in their ways. And so to those people, who cares? That's silly.
You gotta learn to let go. You will drive yourself absolutely crazy if you try to get that person to like you.
Yes.
You know?
Right. Yeah, you just gotta let go. You just gotta be like, whatever, man. I don't care then. You know?
Yes.
If it's nothing I'm doing.
It's a fits. Some people are just stubborn.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That's exactly right. It is, you know, I don't care. I know it's gonna be better, but I don't care. I'm not moving.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think we all do that from time to time. We all have our issues, so we all do stupid stuff. So, I mean, you can't really judge him. I mean, you just like, you know what? He's a human, and I totally understand. I've done that before. So whatever. You know, it's just gonna be as it is, and I'll move on. You know. So hopefully one of those methods works out for you. Um, but yeah, we've done the best we can to help you. Hopefully you can do the best you can to help yourself and the other person in the situation. Yeah. And
Absolutely.
we wish
Hey,
you
I
the
see
best.
Noah just commented here. Sorry, Ryan. I didn't
Yeah.
Noah, first time to catch the stream. Glad to sit in. Yes, we're glad to have you. If you have a question, you do not have to donate if you have a question. You can just type it in the chat. However, I will tell you, we're at the end of our show for today. So we won't have time to answer it today. But we're going to do this every Wednesday at 7, so you can feel free to come back Wednesday at 7. And put your question in there. We'd be happy to do our best to offer any information that we might have. And also we've posted the link a few times. We should post it again here at the end, to the Don't Worry Wednesday forum.
The first link I just sent isn't the forum, it's the new channel. And I'm going to send forum to the forum.
That's the new channel where we're going to be. So, okay, where did he come from? He came from YouTube. Okay, so it's just going to be on a different YouTube channel.
Yes.
And then, and go to bss.studio and go to the Don't Worry Wednesday topic. And any question we did not get to, suddenly, yes, the new old channel. It is the old channel.
We're making it you know it, buddy. You know, we're bringing it back.
Yeah. But yeah, go to bss.studio, interact with the community, go to the Don't Worry Wednesday topic in the forums, and post your questions there for sure. And then not only Ryan and I will be there, but you'll have a whole community of people that are willing to help. I cannot say enough about the BSS community.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody at bss.studio. Oh my goodness, we started it a while back, and we had some technical difficulties for a while, and then we
accidentally deleted the server.
Yeah.
But it's back now.
It's back, and it's better than ever, and it's good that we did that because now we've learned some great stuff. And but we apologize for being out, but now we're back. And the community that's there is so incredible. And I'm seeing some of these names: Jehoshaphat, Lunar Jade. I'm gonna miss somebody. I shouldn't have started. Sunnily Bright. I'm.
I know. Every time you start, I do this too. I'm like, I start naming people at the end, and you're like, "Oh, thanks for joining us, Crystal Chang, Puppy Smash." I'm like, "Oh no, I shouldn't have started this because now I'm not gonna be able to get everybody."
I can't say everybody. I can't say every name, but everybody who came, you guys are awesome, and you should be in the BSS community, and you should go to the Don't Worry Wednesday topic. Go to other topics. If you have something inspiring, there's an inspiration topic. Anything, and just go and interact. And the people there's so much love on that website. I can't even begin to explain it. You just have to go experience it for yourself. So, excuse me, but
I will do that, Jehoshaphat. Yeah, thanks. I said yes, of course I said your name. Your name is so catchy. How could I not say Crystal Chang? Crystal Chang. Yeah. So I think that's it for the stream. Again, this is our very last dual stream for both YouTube and Twitch. So if you want to be able to catch our Twitch streams, which is mainly for gaming and hanging out, then you're going to want to go to the Twitch, which is in the link in the description below the video. And if you want to continue watching the Don't Worry Wednesdays, you're going to have to go to the new channel that we posted just not too long ago. Sorry to send you in all sorts of different locations, everybody. I know it's annoying. And I know maybe you don't want to click that link just because you're like, oh, I don't want to subscribe to another channel. But
you want to subscribe to this channel. You want to subscribe to this one.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Yeah. There's going to be some really great stuff that we're going to put on this channel.
Yeah.
Not just Don't Worry Wednesdays, but there's going to be even more. It's going to kind of be the go-to place for all things BSS. Mm-hmm. And man, we just love to see all of you, and we're so glad that you're with us and part of this community, because we feel like we can really make a difference
Yeah.
in the world. And we've
With
got
you
people
guys.
from all over the world. And you guys, man, I'm telling you, it's just so crazy. I can't say enough about it, so I'm going to shut up. But go to bss.studio, and we'll probably put a notification. You can put a notification on Twitch and the Static P channel to tell them that we're doing it, but it's over here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put out a video, probably,
Okay.
just to send everybody to the right locations.
Just kind of a reminder. But yeah, but if you want, go to that channel and bookmark it now, or subscribe to it now,
Mhm.
and then all the new stuff will come rolling in. It'll be awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. See ya next Wednesday.
I would say smash the subscribe button.
Yeah, but don't, because that's unnecessary at this situation. You need to go smash the other subscribe button on the other channel and press the follow button on Twitch. Nice. All right, well,
Ryan, I can't hear anymore.
see ya. Oh, did you stop it?
Did you stop it? It's all up to you.
Oh, it's up to me. That's right. Hey, it's my turn to do it. All right, I'm gonna go to the
It's
ending
your
screen.
turn.
Wait,
Are
I
we
just want to
still- are
say
we
I'm gonna go
still
to the ending screen for real. Watch.
Good job.
Don't call me awkward. What do you mean I'm awkward? No. No, you're not awkward. You're just cool. All right, I'll
You
fine,
go back and
whatever. I'll.
I'm awkward. Are we still on?
Yeah, we're still on.
For a while, I couldn't hear you there. Like something was glitchy in my.
Yeah, I think
machine.
that was your side. What's the tune? Like I keep on starting it and stopping it. And they're like, oh, there's a song. It's gone. No. Then now they're back. Oh great. Can you just please end it? I want to hear this song. Get this guy out of here. Fine, guys.
Just
All right, yeah, I came back because I wanted to say something. could everyone give 2 rounds of applesauce to Joe for doing his first ever Don't Worry Wednesday, and to Jesse in the background, taking care of all of the stuff in the background, like posting to the website and everything like that, and giving us the links. 2 rounds of applesauce, please.
Yeah.
To
2 rounds of
Static
apples.
P. Ryan.
Don't
Yes.
even. I will end the stream immediately if you even try.
You had so much trouble ending it before. Good luck with that.
That's
you're
right.
That's true. That'll take me 7 tries. Don't worry about it. Huzzah! Nice. All right. No, for real though. Thanks, guys, and thank
For
you,
real.
guys, also.
Yes.
Peace.
Bye. Man.
Guys,
Oh.
could you imagine if I just stopped the stream like right in the middle of of me